It all started with a simple question, one that fans had been asking for years, but never got a real answer to. Why had Chang Wook and Nam Ji-hyun never gone public? The chemistry between them was undeniable. From the moment they appeared on screen together, it was clear that something about their connection was different. Unlike other co-stars who simply played their roles and moved on, they had something deeper, something that couldn't be faked. Every stolen glance, every lingering touch, every off-screen interaction seemed to hint at something more. Yet, despite all the speculation, despite all the theories, there was never a confirmation. Never a moment where they stepped forward and told the world the truth. And that's when the real question began. Were they hiding something? Or was there a secret so dangerous that revealing it could end everything? It wasn't long before people started digging. Fans combed through old interviews, analyzing their words, their body language, their reactions. Every detail was scrutinized, every moment replayed over and over again. And then, strange things began to surface. It started with small details. Instances that seemed innocent at first, but became suspicious when pieced together. Chang Wook, known for being private but friendly, suddenly avoided questions about his personal life altogether. Nam Ji-hyun, usually open with her fans, had started distancing herself from the media. And then came the disappearances. Both actors, at different points in their careers, had taken unexpected breaks from the industry. No explanations, no clear reasons, just long gaps where they seemed to vanish from the public eye. At first, it was brushed off as personal time. After all, every actor needed rest. But then a leaked document. It was an unsigned contract, supposedly between Chang Wook's agency and an unknown party. The contents were vague, but one thing stood out. A strict no-dating clause that prohibited public relationships. Even more shocking? The clause had been added after his drama with Nam Ji-hyun. Had someone intervened? Had their undeniable chemistry been seen as a threat? Whispers in the industry suggested that Chang Wook had been warned, that his rising success came with a price, that if he ever made his relationship with Nam Ji-hyun public, everything could fall apart. But why? What was so dangerous about their love story? Some believed it was powerful industry figures who didn't want them together, that their relationship could shift the balance of influence in the entertainment world. Others had an even darker theory, that Chang Wook and Nam Ji-hyun had already tried to go public once, and the backlash had been so intense that they were forced to back down. The proof? An old interview, suddenly deleted, where Chang Wook had been asked if he believed in fate when it came to love. His answer? Sometimes you meet someone who changes everything, but not every story gets a happy ending. At the time, people thought nothing of it. But now, it sounded like a confession. And then, just when the rumors had begun to die down, something even more shocking happened. A mysterious post appeared online. A blurry photo of two figures in a quiet cafe, sitting close together, their hands almost touching. It was difficult to make out their faces, but the resemblance was unmistakable. Chang Wook and Nam Ji-hyun. Within minutes, the photo was deleted, but the damage had already been done. Speculation exploded. Fans demanded answers. The media went wild. But just like before, there was silence. No confirmations. No denials. Just two people trapped in a love story they could never share with the world. And perhaps that was the real tragedy. Not that they didn't love each other, but that their love had been deemed too dangerous to exist in public. Would they ever break free from the chains of secrecy? Or was this a story destined to remain in the shadows forever? One thing was certain. There was more to this story than the world would ever know. The deleted photo had set off a wildfire, and no amount of silence could put it out. Fans demanded answers. News outlets scrambled to get a statement. Even entertainment insiders, who usually stayed neutral, began whispering about the secret Chang Wook and Nam Ji-hyun were hiding. But once again, there was no response. The agencies remained tight-lipped. Neither actor acknowledged the situation. It was almost as if they wanted the story to fade. But the world wasn't ready to forget. Days turned into weeks, and just when it seemed like the rumors would finally die down, another shocking twist emerged. A leaked email, allegedly from a former staff member who had once worked closely with Chang Wook. The contents were brief, but they changed everything. It spoke of a relationship that had been kept hidden for years. A love story that had survived despite the threats, contracts, and consequences. It claimed that Chang Wook had fought to go public before, but was warned that doing so would have severe consequences. Not just for him, but for Nam Ji-hyun too. And that was when people realized the real reason why they had never come forward. It wasn't about career image. It wasn't about fan backlash. It was about protection. Chang Wook wasn't just keeping their love a secret for himself. He was doing it to shield Nam Ji-hyun from something much bigger. Something powerful enough to end everything. The industry wasn't as clean as it seemed. There were unseen forces that dictated careers, controlled narratives, and erased people who didn't comply. And Chang Wook knew that all too well. He had played the game for years, followed the rules, done what was expected of him. But when it came to Nam Ji-hyun, he refused to let anyone control that part of his life. So he did the only thing he could. He stayed silent. He let the world believe what they wanted, because speaking the truth meant putting her in danger. And that was a risk he could never take. But as the rumors intensified, as the media continued to chase them, Chang Wook found himself facing an impossible choice. Continue hiding and let the world believe the worst. Or finally take a stand, no matter the consequences. And then, without warning, he made his move. A cryptic message appeared on his personal account. No explanation. No direct admission. Just a single quote that sent the world into chaos. Some love stories are worth the risk. It wasn't much, but it was enough. Enough to let those who had been watching know the truth. And perhaps for the first time in years, Chang Wook had decided that hiding was no longer an option. But what came next? Would they finally step into the light? Or had he just sealed their fate forever? One thing was clear. This was far from over. The world stood still after Chang Wook's cryptic message. Some love stories are worth the risk. The simple phrase sent shockwaves through the industry. Fans, reporters, and insiders dissected every word, trying to decode the real meaning behind it. Was this his way of finally admitting the truth? Or was it a desperate act of defiance against the forces trying to keep them apart? For the first time in years, Chang Wook had made a move without fear. But fear had never been the issue. The real question was, what would happen now? It didn't take long before the repercussions began. First came the agency statement. A carefully crafted response, denying everything without outright lying. Chang Wook's personal life remains private. We ask for understanding and respect. A classic damage control tactic. But the fans weren't convinced. Then came the media blackouts. Articles discussing Chang Wook and Nam Ji-hyun's rumored relationship started disappearing. Videos analyzing their connection were mysteriously taken down. Even entertainment reporters who had been covering the story went silent. It was obvious. Someone was trying to bury the truth. But it was already too late, because the internet had seen enough.